Hey guys, and welcome back to my Uncle where stupid shit ensues, and today is no different because I'll be talking about a Pop Tart because why not? Because on top of being a JRPG fanatic, I am also a Pop Tart fanatic, and so you know that's just how kind of life goes. But since there's only 4 Pop Tarts and pretty much the main core lineup that I haven't talked about, I'm just going to be going through those and talking about those video by video when I get to them. But today, chipping away at the last 4 that I haven't talked about, I'll be talking about chocolate fudge Pop Tarts. Now, believe it or not, this isn't a new flavor that I've never tried before like the other ones. It's actually one that I've had a shit ton of, and I just never talked about it for one reason or another. I'm making amends for the 4 classic flavors that I really haven't put into a video, but I kind of guess I kind of have explained my opinions on this in the Great Value Toaster Pastries, but I wanted to give it a more proper video. But these 16 packs are usually available for $4.98. I think maybe they trend a bit lower at Walmart. I'm not exactly sure, but the general going price for a 16 pack at Walmart is $4.98. 2 pastries are 370 calories, putting it like right smack dab in the middle in terms of calories for a Pop-Tart. But overall, my opinion on chocolate fudge Pop-Tarts is that they're pretty good, to be honest. But of course, that's already kind of a known quantity because, you know, they've been around for so long. But they're definitely not my favorite chocolate Pop-Tart. And honestly, in terms of like the 4 available, I believe there's 4 currently available chocolate Pop-Tarts. These are kind of third, but at the same time, they're competing with pretty hard competition, but they're still pretty good nonetheless. But that is what one chocolate fudge Pop-Tart looks like. It's got the chocolate crust, the chocolate frosting, and it also has kind of like white specks on the frosting. I never knew what those are. I'm guessing they're just sugar. I don't know why they put them on there, but they do. It doesn't really make sense in the place of chocolate fudge, to be honest, but this is just kind of what they do, and so, you know, no one really cares. But that is what the inside of a chocolate fudge Pop-Tart looks like. As you can see, it is even more chocolate on the inside, just a bit darker than the rest of the chocolate present in the pastry and frosting. But in terms of chocolate fudge Pop-Tarts, the pastry is probably where the chocolate flavor is the weakest, to be honest. It's kind of got a light chocolate flavor, but it's nothing too crazy. It's kind of almost like a snack cake chocolate if it was a decent amount lighter. Honestly, it kind of tastes like lightly cocoa, but it definitely is chocolate. It's kind of a weird flavor, but it's not really heavy on the chocolate flavor in terms of the crust. There are Pop-Tarts that are deeper in terms of the chocolate flavor in the crust, mainly cookies and cream, which is just like super chocolate within the crust, but it still is a chocolate flavor in the crust. It just isn't as heavy as other Pop-Tarts that have chocolate pastries. But the main chocolate flavor comes from the frosting and the filling. When you get past the pastry and you get to the frosting and filling, that is where you get punched in the face with a chocolate flavor. Now, the chocolate flavor is kind of a weird chocolate flavor because kind of almost in the middle in terms of a chocolate flavor. It's not like a dark chocolate, but it's also not like a milk chocolate. I guess it'd almost be like a semi-sweet, but that also doesn't make sense. It's not bitter chocolate really, but it's not really sweet chocolate either. So it's kind of like you do get kind of a mild sweetness, but you really don't get a heavy sweetness to the pastry, but you also get no residual bitterness from the chocolate either. That being said, it is a really heavy chocolate flavor within the frosting and filling, and as well with the pastry being chocolate, you just get smacked in the face with a chocolate overload, and it is really enjoyable if you really like chocolate, which of course I love chocolate. So this is all great because it's just chocolate on top of chocolate on top of chocolate, and it's just really great. But that being said though, it's not really sweet for a pastry. There is some sweetness within these, but it's nothing too crazy. It's really tamed by that chocolate, but like I said, it's not really a bitter chocolate. But at the same time, like I said, it's not like a milk chocolate. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. Maybe you could call it a semi-sweet, but it really doesn't have any like those dark chocolate traits to it in my opinion. But overall, my opinion on chocolate fudge Pop-Tarts is that they're obviously a classic for a reason. They're pretty damn good, but in comparison to other chocolate Pop-Tarts, these are pretty low on the list for me. My favorite chocolate Pop-Tart is cookies and cream, which actually overtook hot fudge sundae. We'll talk about that when I get to my cookies and cream video, but cookies and cream is at the top of the pack for me. Second is hot fudge sundae. These are third, and at the bottom are s'mores. Now, I'm not saying s'mores are bad, and like I said, we'll talk about s'mores when I get to my video about them, but in terms of chocolate Pop-Tarts, they definitely are lowest on the list for me, but these are still great. Obviously, they're classic, and you've probably had them before, so this video is kind of redundant, but chocolate fudge Pop-Tarts are pretty great, and it's pretty obvious why they are a classic in the lineup. But thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you. Stay chill.